Hello everyone, I am the Plane Shifter, phasing into the universe of Final Fantasy XIV. He is Lahee Eshkree. He was already here when I arrived. And now it's time to continue on. Let's see what Minfilia has for us. The Gifted. The time has come, at least, to leave Vesper Bay, and Minfilia would apprise you of the final details of the move. Owing to the tireless efforts... owing to the tireless efforts of all concerned, we are, at long last, ready to bid farewell to Vesper Bay. So, as to avoid drawing undue attention, we shall make the journey to Revenant Stools in small groups, departing at irregular intervals. Lest you doubt, it is still my intention to conduct future operations openly, but in this particular occasion, the need for caution overrides all other concerns. To move north as one ponderous caravan would only serve to invite attack. It seemed only right that I should be the last to leave, and I would have you remain with me until the end, Lahee. Upon my departure, the Walking Sands will formally cease to be our headquarters, and the premises will be given into the care of Eorzea. I had thought to relinquish the property, but he was quite adamant, and I had not the heart to disagree. These walls have borne witness to some of the brightest and darkest moments in our history. Mayhap it is best that we do not forsake them entirely. Eorzea shall remain here and devote his energies to studying the nature of primals. By the grace of the 12, we will one day discover the permanent solution that we have sought for so long. Of course, he will not be alone. Eorzea shall continue to work closely with him as well. Oh, Eorzea is around. Should they require our assistance, I have the assurance that they will not hesitate to contact us. Speaking of Eorzea, would you inquire of him if any tasks remain undone? I cannot escape the feeling that I have forgotten something. Something important. Yeah, right? I'll talk to the guy. Not sure of understanding what he is talking, but I'll talk to him. Okay, he's not hard to understand, but still. I need to mind my jokes. Sometimes they can be somewhat offensive. Thou art ever welcome, Lahee, but I require no assistance. Pray take thy leave unburdened by concern for my well-being. Verily, thy countenance bespeaks desire to quit this place without further delay. Mayhap thou thinkest this chapter of our tale concluded, that this house should rightly be consigned to the annals of history? In man's eagerness to seize the future, how readily he doth set down the past. Full many a proud pioneer had bravely stridden into the great unknown, only to find there the banner of his ancestor, faded by the eons, and still men gloried in his discoveries. 'Tis through his pride that wisdom doth ever give way to ignorance, where they who lurk in shadow remains hidden, lost no sooner than they are found. Be not offended, Lahee, thy conduct had ever been beyond reproach. Despite thy surpassing strength and all thy many victories, thou hast never been so convinced of thine own greatness as to imagine thyself above the failings of thy forebears. Mayhap it is the echo which had opened thine eyes to the lessons of history. With that, the same could be said of... Whence came that cry? The solar, Jofer Fend, the antecedent. I can't make just Orianger's voice. What's going on? Minfilia. Lahee, you must... I... Tell me, Eorzea, would you have done the same? Eorzea's Leveler was a remarkable man. Eorzea Leveler was a remarkable man, wise beyond mortal measure. Would that I had met him prior to his passing. I need something better for this. This is my talking under a helmet trick. Oh. An Asian? Here? How? How hardly you see. You are indeed gifted, antecedent. But you are not like the others. Your robes. Gifted but ignorant. Yet I shall not judge you harshly. The fault lies with your forebears. It has been millennia. Mine are the robes of an emissary. Unlike he who came before, I have no quarrel with you. He who... You speak of Lahee? Lahee is a warrior. He fought, he fell. He may yet learn from his mistakes. Then he is still... Come, I only confirm that which you already knew. There is no cessation, no oblivion, only expulsion. You, what are... We're ready when you are, my lady, if there is nothing else. Is something the matter? I feel the same way. After everything that's happened here, it feels strange to leave, but I'm sure we'll soon get used to Revenant's toll. Well, I'll let you say your goodbyes. Take as long as you like, my lady. We shall depart whenever you're ready. She can't see the Asian. It is only to be expected. She lacks the gift and the knowledge both. To her, we are indistinct. I do not understand. Shadowless, fleshless, formless. What truth there is in each tale is diluted by time and tally. Knowledge dictates expectation, and expectation colors perception. Thus did she perceive not. So it is with all but the chosen few. Even you, when young, could not yet see with eyes unclouded. You know nothing about me. Nothing. The gift grants you clarity, it grants you focus. With it, you may in time come to see us as we are, rather than this crude approximation. Lahee did not think so highly of the echo. Lahee is wrong about a great many things. The echo is indeed a gift, albeit one you have yet to master. And if we did, there would be no strife between our peoples, for we would be of one mind. I leave as I came, in peace, antecedent. May we meet again as friends. Wait, stay where you are. Ah! Mayhap I was indelicate. This is a mercy she shields her children from his grace with such resolve. Was it also by her hand that you survived the ardor? I wonder. I take there is no need to explain. The echo did that job. But how are you? You okay? Save your concern. He didn't mean no lasting harm. Whatever his intention was, it was not to kill. I heard a cry. What happened? Are you alright? You look faint. Do you need to lie down? I could fetch you a flask of my special tonic. Urianger, send word to the students of Baldesion. Tell them to scour the archives, the forbidden tomes in particular. If there is any reference to an Ascian robed in white, however oblique, I would know of it. An Ascian, my lady. Was that what gave you cause to cry out? I did but moments ago glimpse a figure clad in white set forth from the waking sands. Yet Ascians are wont to employ teleportation magics. Why would one be so brazen? I know not and care not. Find him, Lahee. Turn every stone in Vesper Bay if you have to. Very well. Pay attention to me, Tataru. Okay, time to hunt for an Ascian. He speaks of peace, but I know his words belie his true intent. Quickly, Lahee, do not let him escape. I have a suspicion he doesn't want to escape. Urian just said it. They use teleportation magics. He wants to be followed. And if he wants to be followed, I will follow, but I'll be ready. Tell me he's gone, Lahee. Tell me we're safe. We are safe, aren't we? I'm not sure. I'm gonna figure this out now. I am told that you are the warrior of light, but I would know for myself. I shall walk north, and you may choose to follow. Know, however, that you will be waylaid if you do. You may even perish. Should you survive, we shall speak anon. Well, at least he said I'm gonna be waylaid. And there we are. What do we know? Void Scent. Oh boy. This place brings me back. And what do you know? More Void Scent. My clash is not with you, Boglies. That said, these guys tend to be aggressive, so and so does this guys. They also tend to be aggressive. There he is. Oh, now we are serious, are we? So, we decide we have some to speak. Remarkable, truly remarkable. I thank you for granting me this indulgence. None save he who bested Lahee could endure such an examination. I didn't feel especially tested. Have the laws of man grown so twisted in my absence that it is now permitted to lay hands upon an emissary? What are you talking about? You bore witness to my audience with the antecedent, did you not? Antecedent, did you not? Then you know I acted only in self-defense. I realize the same cannot be said for Lahee of Lahee. Even amongst his brethren, he is considered unique. Nevertheless, I cannot hold condemn his misdeeds, for through them we discovered you, one so strong in the gift that he could cast us out. Your mother favors you still, that much is plain, but surely you must feel it. Her influence wanes, and her strength shall soon be spent. These lands, these people, these words, all shall soon change. As it was, so shall it be again, as it would always have been. Doubt my claims and question my motives if you will. Only believe me when I say this. I am Elidibus, emissary, bearer of the word of the one true God, and we shall meet again. You don't make any sense. What in the ever-living everness? Actually, Lahee is not thinks he doesn't make any sense. I think no, he wasn't clear, but I understand everything he said. But then again, I have played this before. This is not making sense. Thank the gods you've returned, Lahee. After you left, I began to worry that I might have sent you to your doom. I take it our visitor proved elusive? He didn't even want to be elusive. He wanted to test me. Beg pardon? He was waiting for you? What did you do? What did he say? As it was, so shall it be again. Of when does he speak? And of what exactly? The words of this Elidibus portend much but reveal nothing, save perhaps a measure of disdain for Lahee. I had roped for answers, but it seems I shall have to be content with a wealth of additional questions. What is Minfilia doing with voice and blood? Build on the stone. Minfilia has a final favor to ask of you. Let us set aside the matter of disaster until after we have completed our move to the Rising Stones. There is but one final favor I would ask of you before I depart. I believe I mentioned before that my father was a member of the Alamigan Resistance. The truth, however, is more complicated than that. As far as the Empire knew, he was their spy. He maintained the deception for nigh on half a decade, furnishing the Resistance with vital Imperial secrets, while feeding her paymasters subtly conceived misinformation. When he died some 15 years ago, my father left behind his journal, which I have closely guarded ever since. It contains every shred of information he and his agents could steal on what they believe to be the single greatest threat to Eorzea, the primals. Its wisdom has guided me through the years, though there is much within I still do not understand. It is my hope that Urianger will fare better. Tell him to treat it with care. It is all I have left of my father. Very well. Urianger seems to be the kind of guy that would treat heirlooms with necessary care. He probably doesn't even need to tell him to care for it. He'll just do it. I thought to departed, to what end does thou linger? The legacy of Minfilia's father, who perished in the parade incident of 1562 when a gobble broke free of its magical feathers and ran amok through the streets of Ul'dah, contains a wealth of stolen imperial research on the primals, as well as other information which has yet to be deciphered. The father's final bequest, the daughter's lifelong labor. It is no small thing to surrender such a cherished memento. Well can I imagine the antecedents' pain. Upon my honor, I swear to spare no effort in the study of these materials, lest my lady's sacrifice be in vain. Lahee here. Lahee, this is Minfilia. Forgive me, but I could wait no longer. I have departed for the Rising Stones. If you have yet to... Once you have given the journal to Urianger, I bid you come to the Seventh Heavens in Revenant's 2. Tataru will be there to show you inside our new headquarters. Assuming you have already attuned to it, you may wish to make use of our new iterating Revenant's 2. After all, it is right on our doorstep. Well then... Thou hast been summoned to the Rising Stones, yes? Then keep not thy fellows waiting. Alright. See you around, Urianger. Should I set Mordona's hometown? Probably. Do I have favorites? No! I guess that's fine. I don't really have any place I want to keep returning to. More than one place, I mean. I probably should set the city states as favorites at least. I'll be returning to them every now and then. Hey Tataru. Oh, Lahee! You're here! Good, good. We're all wondering when you'd show up. As I was just telling your restive receptionist here, I'm pleased to inform you that all the documents have been prepared and all signatures signed. The Rising Stones is officially yours. Splendid! From this day onward, I will spare no effort in seeing that it is as welcome and comfortable home for us as the Waking Sands ever was. That said, this is all somewhat intimidating, is it not? So many unfamiliar places and unfamiliar faces. Most of the men and women you see around you here in revenant stalls are adventurers who come and go as they wish. I dare say that should make it easier for you to go about your business here. And it shouldn't hurt that Lahee here has already made something of a name for himself. Isn't that so, Lahee? I mean, infiltrating the freaking castrum. Why? That's wonderful to hear. Rest assured that this receptionist will work just as hard to see that our efforts do not skip a beat despite the relocation. And with that, Lahee, I do believe it's time you officially announced your presence to everyone inside. The antecedent and the others will surely be overjoyed to see you. The things Garland Ironworks come up with. I think that's from Garland Ironworks. I hope it is from Garland Ironworks. Welcome to our new home, the Rising Stones. Isn't it lovely? But why are you standing around here talking to me? Everyone's waiting for you inside. Yeah, very well. Ooh. Ooh, spacious. Have we met before? I did not realize the Scions had moved until I arrived in Vesper Bay. Thankfully, Urianger was kind enough to direct me here. I know I've only just joined, but if there is anything I can do to help, please let me know. Oh, you're new. Hello, Stola. As you can see, our Charlian allies have furnished us with a wealth of new tomes. Would be prudent for you to broaden your knowledge as well. Oh, that's for sure. Philemon, you're well. Oh, you wish to help? That's very kind of you, but I can manage on my own. Besides, you should be out having grand adventures, not withering away here with me. Makes sense. Hey, Tancred. As ravishing as ever. Perhaps for old time's sakes, she should... God, Lahee, don't sneak up on me like that. We barge are an easily startled lot. What the heck, Tancred? Hey, Ida Papalimo, I don't think I know you. The horror! The horror! Yeah. So here we are, completely independent and unquestionably neutral, or at least more so than before. Truth be told, I cannot say it feels that different. Of course, Ida begs to differ. Yeah. I love the smell of victory in the morning. It smells like sweat. No, muito size. No, victory. Yeah, victory. Sorry about that blinking. I got too close to the carbon coal there. Very spacious. Such a nice lounging area. The Awakening Sense lacked one of those. Is it not wonderful, Lahee? Nary a single presumptuous merchant has darkened our door. I know full well they will come in time, but for now let us enjoy the respite. Agreed. I shall see to it forthwith, sir. As for the remainder of the shipment. Okay, I'll let them to their business. Hello. Ooh. Hey everyone. Well, it is certainly spacious. Today marks a new beginning for the science of the Seventh Dawn. For today we declare our independence. We shall henceforth be beholden to no nation, but serve all of Eorzea people, proudly and openly. But this does not mean that we will sever our ties with to the Eorzean alliance. On the contrary, the antecedent and I shall endeavor to strengthen them. Rest assured, however, that we shall not permit political considerations to influence our decisions. Our identity remains unchanged, as does our cause. We are the Scions of the Seventh Dawn, and our single purpose is to safeguard the future of Eorzea. For Eorzea! A moment of your time, Lahee. I would speak of a Lilibus. Pardon the intrusion, my lady, but the matter which bringeth me will admit no delay. Mine every attempt to contact the students of Baldesion had been met with silence. No one will respond? How odd. Allow me to try. No response. Surely they would not ignore us? They have never yet, my lady. I fear we must assume the worst. No, no. I will not believe it. An outpost, perhaps, but not their headquarters. Their wards are beyond circumvention. Had they come under attack, they would most certainly have raised the alarm. None could penetrate their sanctum unnoticed. But for those who lack the gift and the knowledge both... Oh no. Contact their agents in the field at once. If aught has befallen the students of Baldesion, they may know of it. Though, the thought of it pains me, and until such time as we have evidence to the contrary, we can but assume the worst. Accordingly, we must needs seek another source of information on the Lilibus. It is possible that the others in the homeland are possessed of such knowledge. Be fairly warned, however, they are unlike to yield it unconditionally. Do what you must. Yet another unforeseen and unwelcome development. What could be next, I wonder? A visit from a crimson-clad Ascian, perhaps? Or Ochre? Or Puce? And which of our allies will then fall silent? For a time, I thought we had gained the upper hand. When you shattered the crystal of darkness and cast out Lahee Eshkree, I dared to hope that we had found a way to rid ourselves of the Ascian menace. But I was wrong. He endures, and may yet return. Upon that point, I have no doubt that the Ludipus spoke true. Yet, there must be a way to destroy them utterly, a way to spare the sword their unholy machinations. I dare not consider the alternative. There are forces at work we do not understand, Lahee. I turn them all around, in disturbances too great and too numerous to be dismissed as mere coincidence. Doubtless the paragons are involved, but now how and to what end is far from clear. I know not what will come, but I do know that we will rise and meet it as one. Indeed. Ha! My stalwart heroes, your face is a picture of resolve. I know that you will be ready when the time comes. With luck, however, that will not be for a while yet. Pray return to your private affairs with my blessing. Should anything arise, you will be informed. Cryo, where are you? Your intercession was not foretold. You object? We question. Our plans are in motion. Your intentions unclear. They survived the seventh ardor, and are stronger now in the gift. Does that not intrigue you? No, it does not. Serve as you will. So too shall I. We labor not at cross purposes. The wisdom of his plan shall become apparent in time, when the veil is lifted from their eyes, and at long last they see. Built on the stone. Achievement unlocked, the Realm Awoken. Oh, Tataru is here. I take it you've come to study the tomes as well? It is very, very important to broaden your knowledge, as Ishtola says. Take me with you, Lahee, please. I said I wanted to take on greater responsibilities, but I didn't expect her to heap tomes on my desk in response. Well, maybe you could learn something. Tell me if you read anything about Great Serpents. Let me compare some things. is this a good plan of action? Maybe if I just like this. That could work. Yes. That's an interesting way to think about this. Interesting. Maybe one day I'll come across some information on this freaking serpent, but today, as usual, is not the day. Alright. Still waters. Oh yes, earrings. I forgot I have the press sale from bonus from. Come on, down trail. Nymphilia has a new assignment for you. Truly, there is no rest for the weary. Scarce had I begun to make myself at home when I received a request for assistance from Amalgin and Sons mineral concern. It would appear their storehouse in Horizon has been the target of a series of covert robberies. Minor as they seemed in the isolation, occasional discrepancies in the manifestos were long dismissed as clerical errors. It was only during the concern's annual audit that a pattern became apparent. Let me guess. They were waylaying crystals. Significant quantities of crystals, and only crystals, were missing. Call that. I need hardly tell you what that may imply. I already understand. So, who is it gonna be? Ifrit again? Titan? Garuda? Something new? The brass plates charged with investigating the thefts believe that someone with the concern is selling the crystals for profit. Alas, they have as yet been unable to identify a likely suspect, and the concern's proprietors have grown frustrated by their lack of progress. Needless to say, I would not have agreed to intervene had the stolen goods been of merely monetary value. If there is even a possibility that the thief acts not out of self-interest but in service to a primal, we can ill afford to wait for the blades to realize their mistake. Pray depart for Horizon at your earliest convenience. Rendezvous with Ishtola. When you arrive, she and Tancred have already begun a preliminary investigation. I have every confidence that the three of you will get to the bottom of these thefts. I only hope that our fears prove unfounded when you do. I only hope that I do not have to throw Ifrit at Ifrit again. It's getting old. Fun, but old. Ooh, they changed positions. It's still the same thing. It's Tancred and Ishitol are on mission, so they're not here anymore. Okay, to Horizon. Is Tancred around here? After you, if you want to know something, go ahead and ask. Oh, he's the guy who Alec explains what this place is. Ah, Lahee, your assistance is most welcome. I have already spoken at length with the brass blades of the Rose, albeit to little avail. It would seem that the thieves took great pains to conceal their activities. I could go into further detail, but your time might better be spent in conversation with Fulfulupa. He is the officer charged with leading the investigations, and I would only be repeating that which he related to me. If I'll elude my attention, mayhap it will not elude yours. Fulfulupa, alright. Are you Fulfulupa perchance? Oh, hello there, Lahee, was it? Ishtola said to expect you. Terrible business, this theft. We have yet to confirm the quantity of crystals stolen, but I dare say it may be greater than... Ah, but never mind that. I have news to share. A short while ago, the driver of a heavily laden carriage refused to halt for inspection and broke through one of our checkpoints on the Royal Elegant Sunway. The cart bolted off towards Eastern Tunneland. There, thank the gods, I hear that our colleagues were able to apprehend them without further incident. A speeding carriage. That would seem a curious choice for thieves of such proven cunning. Yet the Amauja do have a foothold in Western Tunneland. And what of their cargo? Did they carry the crystals we seek? We should be receiving a report any moment now, but I fail to see what else it could... Did you miss me, friends? I'm back, but I fear I've come bearing disappointing news. Or, on second thoughts, perhaps it's good news after all. Tancred, wherever have you been off to? I figured you had everything under control here, so I just took a brief excursion to the east to check up on our Amauja friends. And would you believe it? I happened upon a runaway carriage on the way, and even as was able to do a small part to help my friends and the brass blades intercept it. In all years I have never seen such a prodigious quantity of somnus. The blades were calling it one of the greatest hauls they've ever seen. The stolen crystals, on the other hand, were nowhere to be found. Is that so? Alas, I suppose we have no choice but to resume our search elsewhere. We should reassess our options as well. Come with us, Lahee. Head herring. And so we find ourselves back where we began. But have I overlooked? Against all expectations, it would seem the Amauja are innocent of this particular spate of crimes. By all indications, they have yet to replenish their stores of crystals exhausted during their last attempt to summon Ifrit. What I can't fathom is why anyone else would go to such lengths to obtain crystals, and in such quantities. It cannot be that we are dealing with simple thieves. If their motive were profit, why would they limit their trade to crystals alone? Plainly, we are missing something. While you think about what might be, I shall inform Uri and Jer of our progress, or lack thereof. At least you entered the Mauja camp. I can forgive you for sending me along that other time. Oh, voice acting. Finally! Holy crap, we're 1 hour in. My nose is super stuffed. Ah. Sorry about that.
'Tis I. The situation may be more complicated than we anticipated.
Indeed, I shall remain watchful. Ere thou goest, another matter requireth thine attention. A young maiden, full eager to... Wherefore inquirest thou of her fairness? Very well. Be she damsel or devil, I shall direct her steps to Revenant's toll. Save thine insinuations for one given to such impropriety. Thou shalt not find me amenable.
Far across the sea from the land of Domar have we traveled. We seek audience with the ruler of these lands. Who here speaks for you?
Well, things are happening. Mayhap a more subtle approach is in order. A final temptation. Tinkard wished to discuss how to proceed with the investigation. Any bright ideas? A solitary flash of insight? I'm afraid I'm at a loss. No? Well then, for want of better suggestion, I say we try picking Fufulupa's brain again. Who knows, if we work together, we may yet find something of use nestled away within it. I'm flattered that I enjoy my company so much, Lahee, but talking to me isn't going to get us anywhere. Come, let's have a word with Fufulupa. Very well. Oh, but it's good to see you return. I have given some thought to them on the matter, and I have just hit upon a most disturbing possibility. How could I have been so blind? Calm yourself, Fufulupa. What is this disturbing possibility of which you speak? I was contemplating as to how the thieves' activities escaped our notice for so long, and then it came to me. What if there is someone among our own ranks conspiring with Ten? A traitor in our own midst. Among the brass blades? Unheard of. It would be most unfortunate if your fears proved well-founded, Fufulupa? Indeed. If for reasons of security the concern decide to transfer the remaining crystals stored in Horizon to another location, their plans would be discovered the moment the brass blades were informed. Ah, but the shipment would surely be well guarded. Would thieves as wily as ours risk open confrontation? Mayhap not, but neither would the concern be eager to present them with such an obvious target. Nay, they might instead elect to carry out their transfers in secret, to entrust their goods to, let's say, a lone Mikota miner, traveling without escort so as to not attract undue attention. But who... Ah, I see. Yes, the consort may well elect to do that, but to travel with so much cargo would be a strenuous task indeed, and this miner would certainly need to rest upon the way. Mayhap north of the bridge to Hammerlea? A fine spot for a rest, would you not agree, Lahee? You lie in wait to the north, and I shall do the same to the south. Got it. Forgive me, my friends, but I have received new orders. I must inform my men at once. Call me a cynic, but I would be surprised if these thieves lay down their arms and surrender. See that you come prepared to offer them some encouragement. Carbuncle is very encouraging. Aren't you, Carby? Aren't you, Carby? You are the most encouraging of all carbuncles. Let's do this. Better safe than sorry. Well, you are no amount, yeah. You are also no threat. What do you know? Hello, fellow miner, minding your own business. Stubborn to the last, as expected. Are you unharmed? They barely touched me. A gang of wolf thieves, and in Tunnelland, no less. I suppose there is a first time for everything. I found ravagers. Sea wolves. All of them? Aye, and all with the same tasting facial tattoos. Blue, in case you were wondering. Our thieves are a long way from home. Our thieves are a long way from home. Could they be trying to send the crystals to Titan? Tancred, if you would be so good as to attend to the outstanding mothers in Horizon, I have inquiries to make. To Horizon then. Fufulupa, we want to hear about the meeting with the thieves. Very well. This tale does not require bard's embellishment. Simply tell Fufulupa what transpired. Oh. On behalf of the Brass Blades of the Rose, I thank you for your service to Horizon. But we have not been idle. While you were afield, we succeeded in identifying the traitor within our ranks. Is that so? Then by your leave, I should very much like to have a word with the fellow in private. No. I am afraid that will not be possible. Regrettably, he managed to subdue the unit of blades dispatched to detain him, and made good his escape. Oh, for the love of... And how did he manage that exactly? Your men haven't been sampling that somnus he confiscated, have they? Or was he a giant in disguise? No. But he was quite strong, a sea wolf, Rominson, born and raised, I believed. But do not worry. We will find him, you have my word on that. Rominson again. I see. Pray, keep me apprised of any developments. My money is on Titan. They are shipping this crystals on Tolemsa to Lenosia. Yes, he's standing next to me. Understood. I fear our time together is at an end, my friend. Your services are required elsewhere. Awfully disappointing, I know, but one must follow where duty leads. You might try to look a little disappointed. Or do you mean to give me another one of your stoic nods? You do, don't you? I knew it would not, but it's still funny. So, what is going on? The Mother of Exiles. Tancred has information on your next assignment. The antecedent bid me tell you to make for Vesper Bay, where a young Alphino awaits your coming most eagerly. It was he who requested your assistance. Some commission incident. I am not privy to the details. While you do whatever it is that Alphino has planned for you, I shall endeavor to track down our traitorous Brassblade, and when I do, you may rest assured that we will have our answers. You do know Alphino hates to be kept waiting, don't you? But of course you do. Carry on then. I'm gonna carry on if you keep waiting, yes. Well, to Vesper Bay. See you around, Tancred. They could let me focus on one problem at a time. What's going on here? Maybe it's an emergency. Let's see. You are late. No matter. I know where our visitors are headed. From what I have been able to gather, this vessel belongs to the band of Domans who seek an audience with the Sultana. You are familiar with Doma, yes? In Notard? Far East? Yeah, I know of them. Never been there, though. Well, like the rest of the nations of the Eastern continent, it is ruled by the Gerlian Empire. Given our visitors' unannounced arrival, as well as the state of their ship, I suppose they did not leave their homeland under the best circumstances. Needless to say, I should be very interested to hear their tale and, more importantly, what they know of the current state of affairs in the Empire. Such information could prove most useful. We would be fools not to pursue this opportunity, do you not think? Come with me to the Lahee. Unless I am mistaken, and I am rarely mistaken, we'll find the Domans bickering with the Sultan Swarm on the Royal Promenade. You are uncertain of your role in the proceedings? Insurance. If our guests are not themselves Imperial agents, it seems fair to assume they may be being pursued by some. And if not, who better than you to have on hand in the event of an unforeseen diplomatic incident? Besides, I do so enjoy your sparkling repartee. Satisfied? Good. I shall see you in Uda. To be fair, if I got some reputation in the Empire, just my presence there could be... could stop some problems from happening. Alphino, you're annoying, but you are an smart annoyance. I think I can live with that kind of annoyance. Let's see. The hustling stream. The walk there takes a while, don't it? Is it here? No. Ah, the left. Oh, look at me, I appeared right by the meteorite. It matters not how many times you ask. Without the necessary permissions, none shall pass. Pray understand, good sir. We have not the leisure to lodge the formal petition. Time is of the essence. All I ask is that you summon your superior, Allow me to plead my case. Surely you can grant us that small kindness? Away with you, and darken these doors no longer. I will not ask again. You know not what you do. I gather your blast falls upon deaf ears? A loyal man with a cold heart. I know this kind well. I hope that you'll find me more to your liking. Of no level year at your service. A friend. Which I believe makes me very nearly unique, in this part of the world at least. Few indeed are your allies in Ul'dah, yet you'll need some if you wish to endear yourself to the wealthy and powerful. Pray join me and my associates at the quicksand. There you may explain your situation to us, and we shall see if there is aught we can do to help. To the quicksand. Okay, time to stop making Alfino wait. The joke was okay when I thought it was only him, but we have guests now. We would be most grateful for any assistance you and Master Alfino can offer. It has been over so long since we last set foot on dry land. I truly hope this marks the end of our journey. Master Alfino, associate, yes? We have been waiting for you. I trust you are ready to begin? I indeed am.
We have traveled some several thousand miles across the sea, from the nation of Doma, in hopes that we might find sanctuary in these lands.
Sanctuary, Lady Yugiri?
Aye. Lying within Othard, Doma was under the dominion of the Garlean Empire, as I'm sure you are aware. When the War of Succession broke out in Garlemald, we espied an opportunity to free ourselves from the yoke of imperial oppression and took up arms. Only to be crushed. And so I gathered what few Domans escaped the reckoning and guided them hither to your shores.
A war of succession? Then the Emperor... Forgive me. You said that Doma was under Imperial rule, did you not?
Doma is gone. Razed to the ground as an example to the other provinces.
12 have mercy. And your people?
On a ship anchored in Vesper Bay, flying borrowed colors. Many were complicit in the rebellion, or akin to those who were. They will not come ashore until I send word that it is safe to do so. I sought an audience with your rulers, but was summarily refused.
The lords of Ul'dah are not wont to entertain foreign refugees without suitable encouragement.
They already have a lot to deal with, considering El Amigo. And yeah, people know they're not
foolish to expect otherwise, but our supplies run low and we have young ones in urgent need of care.
Holdens are not well known for their charity, with a few exceptions.
I have seen the tents outside the gates, however. We are not the first to seek asylum, nor will we be the last.
Be that as it may, Ul'dah is no friend to Garlemald. Your tale would stir the hearts of many men and women here. The Sultana and the Syndicate will not be so easily swayed, but I shall see that you are granted an opportunity to plead your case.
This is within your power?
Well, far be it from me to boast, but I do have the ear of certain influential individuals.
I am in your debt.
He wants to
Lady
boast.
Eshkree, forgive me for observing, but your choice of attire seems like to evoke feelings of mistrust.
Men are wont to fear the unfamiliar. We know this from experience. We seek only to spare the people of Ul'dah unnecessary disquiet.
I shall defer to your experience, then.
I thank you for your understanding.
It seems I have urgent business with the Flame General. I leave our guests in your capable hands.
Very well. We are grateful beyond measure for this kindness. Lady Eshkree labors day and night for the good of our people. She is an inspiration to us all, yet I worry for her health. If I may, sir, as I said earlier, we've been at the sea for several months, and our supplies are all but spent. I have not the heart to repeat the tales of our tribulations, nor would it please you to listen to them. I think, suffice it to say, however, sacrifices have been made. Though it shames me to beg for more when you have already offered so much, desperation compels me. Chances are, if you or your associates could spare any provisions, anything at all, it would go a long way to lessen the suffering of my people. Provisions, you say? Well, I guess I could talk to Momodi. She could at least point me to the right way of doing things. House, why didn't you say any sooner, Lahee? 'Cause I'll help. You couldn't have picked a better day, to tell the truth. A wild merchant and his entourage were due to have a banquet here on the morrow. See, but just send word that they can't come, meaning I've got a buttload of foodstuffs and no one to feed. Best of all, they paid for the lot in advance. Haha! Go and call on Fridery and Catherine at the Sapphire Venue Exchange. Tell them I said to ship the little prince's orders to the Waking Sands. Oh, and if they argue, just show them those letters. That should set them straight. That was a lot easier than I thought. I'll be back soon. I would not ask if the circumstances were not dire. Please, any provisions you can spare would be greatly appreciated. I think I got something. Okay, you're still saying the same thing. Sapphire Venue Exchange, that's the market. My, that's a rather odd request. Mayhap you misheard her instructions? No, I did not. Instructions penned by the quicksand proprietress to deliver foodstuffs to the waking sands. You know, you shouldn't encourage them like this. They start to expect it. You mark my words. Classic Odan. She's in the business of feeding refugees now. I normally want to question Mr. Momedy's judgment, but that doesn't seem wise to me. I don't care. I'll not speak for the children, but if you ask me, any man that can't earn a crust deserves to go hungry. They were for who knows how long at sea. I think I prefer the Pirates of Limsala Mensa. I delivered your letters. They didn't give you any trouble, did they? Good. Now go and tell Lady Eshkree it's on in hand. Alright. So I've got something. I dare not hope for such magnanimity. So much less expect it. Mr. Momody is generous indeed. I shall be sure to thank her most humbly. Yeah, the foodstuffs should be being delivered to the Waking Sands. Lady Eshkree, I briefed the Flame General on your situation. I think he will be pleased with his reply. We have been granted an audience before the Sultana and the Syndicate both. We should return to the Royal Promenade at once. You have done so much for us, Master Alphinaud. I swear we shall return the favor. Naught is owed, Lady Eshkree, for naught has been given. The small favor you fairly won with your words, and it is with words that you must win the favor of the Syndicate. Then I shall choose them with care. You be accompanying us, yes? Good. Your presence may serve to remind the Syndicate of the true meaning of philanthropy, and that nothing so unpalatable will be required of them, assuming the Domans are willing to earn their keep. Come, the Flame General waits us on the Royal Promenade. Very well. Things should be going well. Very well indeed. Well, there's a lot of people. We must take pains to illustrate how accepting the Domans would benefit Fituta. Only then might the Syndicate be swayed. I wish to greet your guests beforehand and offer my support for their cause. Doman Udan, it matters not to me. Birthplace does not equate to birthright in mine eyes. I take great pride in my establishments for this very reason. The Platinum Mirage, in particular, serves as a showcase for the talents of countless men and women born beyond our borders. Interesting. What does that establishment showcase, though? If we are all enemies of Garlemald, it is not fitting that we should join forces. You have an excellent point. I have heard that the Sultana is a kind and generous ruler. Of the Syndicate, I have heard less flattering things. So did I. Bard sing of wars which decided the fates of nations, but a single word spoken within a council chamber is more likely to decide that of mine own. A pleasure, Lahee. The others are already inside. Let's not keep them waiting.
I, Ugiri of Domar, am honored to meet you at last, Your Grace. To mark this auspicious occasion, I should like to present to you the finest treasures our humble nation has to offer. Alas, the circumstances which have brought me here today have divested me of both time and dignity. I come before you as a pauper in direst need of aid, to request that you grant my people asylum.
I, Nanamo, 17th in the line of Ul, welcome you to our city. Be at ease, Lady Ugiri. Although I myself have heard the tale of your misfortune, I would ask that you recount it once more for the benefit of the others here present.
As you wish, Your Grace. For many years, my nation, Domar, suffered under the yoke of imperial rule, and my people yearned to be free. Thus, when a war of succession broke out in Garlemald, we sought to take advantage of the chaos and reclaim our liberty. Alas, our enemy proved less preoccupied than we had hoped, and our rebellion was put down in the most brutal fashion.
Those who survived, how many do they number?
More than 200 souls huddle within the cramped confines of our own galleon's hold. Yet this figure accounts for but one of a number of ships which escaped the Purge. It is my hope that you will allow us all to dwell within your walls. Should that prove unfeasible, however, I humbly ask that you accept as many of my people as your resources allow. Pray understand, we do not beg a boon, but propose instead an arrangement. We would serve as soldiers or tradesmen until our debt is repaid.
What are the Syndicate's opinions on this matter?
I, for one, think it's a marvelous idea. Lady Ugiri and her people strike me as an industrious lot, and there are parts of the city which have yet to be fully restored. If they are willing to work, I see no reason not to let them.
The head of the Mirage Trust is not known for his generosity. He sees profit in this.
I agree. That said, these are foreign refugees. To admit them would require a formal resolution. Shall we call a vote?
The law is the law.
Lord Lolorito?
Tell me, are you blind or willfully ignorant? Even now, our streets are choked with the displaced victims of the Calamity and Alamigan refugees. They live hand to mouth, subsisting on aid provided by the immortal flames, the cost of which grows ever higher. The wealth of Ul'dah is not without limits, my friends. And need I remind you that these refugees are prone to violence and criminal activity? You have all read the reports, I think. Without homes or employment, it is only a matter of time before men grow desperate and take that which they imagine has been unjustly denied them. Yet, knowing this, you would have us swell their ranks. Mayhap you think the brass blades and the flames are not hard-pressed enough?
Some say the chairman of the East Aldenard Trading Company passes Gil thrice daily. This may explain how he came to be the wealthiest man in Ul'dah. Or it may simply be that he's ruthless beyond reckoning.
Surely the Sultanate can support the few hundred domins Lady Eshkree represents. That our resources have been taxed, I do not deny. But we are hardly in danger of financial collapse. I move that an exception be made.
An exception, Your Grace? I am suddenly reminded of a similar debate some years ago regarding a number of Alamigan refugees, if memory serves. What were your words that day? Yes. The law is the law. And so our visitors remained in Little Alamigo. Mayhap our wise and benevolent Sultana would be so good as to enlighten us as to which other of our laws should not be upheld.
Mind your tongue, Lolorito.
My lord, I share your concern for the welfare of our great nation, but we must endeavor to take a longer view. You know as well as I that people can be a resource still more precious than Gil.
Precious or not, they were never yet so reliable. And unlike those who frequent your establishment, I have no desire to gamble with my future. Ul'dah's greatest asset is, and has ever been, her material wealth. We risk this at our peril. One need only look to Teleji Adeleji's example for evidence of the danger in allowing sentiment to dictate policy. How far the vaunted Mirage have fallen, both in repute and profitability, since he began employing refugees.
The God Saucer also employs refugees.
How I choose to conduct my affairs is not your concern, my lord.
A proposal has been tabled. Given its urgency, I move we forego further debate and call a vote. To accept the Doman refugees or not. Those in favor, I bid you remain. Those opposed, I bid you leave.
Would that it were within my power to welcome you and your people, Lady Eshkree. As you have observed, however, my authority in such matters is regrettably limited. Without the consent of the Syndicate, I cannot act.
I understand, Your Grace. And I appreciate all that you have done on our behalf.
The nerve of the man! If that bastard had not forsaken the eastern trade route, Little Alamigo would now be thriving. Oh, that you should have traveled so far under such dire circumstances, only to be refused in this manner is utterly unconscionable. Pray, accept my sincerest apologies.
Now Now that the Empire no longer poses an immediate threat, they see little reason to maintain the pretense of unity. The Monitorists have grown especially defiant of late. Lord Lolorito most of all. But this is neither the time nor place for that discussion.
I want this yellow die. That's disappointing. As Lord Lolorito goes, so goes the Syndicate. Well, not everyone in the Syndicate. It bears repeating that Lord Lolorito does not speak for the Syndicate. The others harbor doubts, I will allow, but in time they shall see the error of their ways. I trust you shall help they do that. Prone to violence and criminal activity? Who is he to speak of us thus? Are we to be punished for sins we may never commit? Yeah. Did they not hear Lady Yukiri's pleas? How can they turn us away, knowing what we have endured? You're in the new da, lady. Get used to it. My people could not endure another long sea voyage, but if Uda will not accept us, what choice have we? What choice indeed? Promises to keep. Roban would like to discuss how to handle the Doman refugees. As you observed, Lolorito is not afraid to speak his mind, nor is he like to change it. Oft have I wondered how a man so skilled at weighting the worth of things should be so incapable of seeing the value in people. Bah! I will not waste more words on him. Not when the Domans are yet in need of aid. Everyone, follow me to the Hall of Flames. Hall of Flames. Mayhap I should have considered the likelihood of failure more deeply beforehand. Yep. I will not deny that certain portions of the refugee populations have been a burden on the Sultanate, but I take issue with my counterparts' contention for that they account for the majority. In this, they are plainly mistaken. Even so, we must not think ill of them for wishing to protect our great nation. Yeah, I'll think that ill of them anyway. They are not protecting your nation. They're protecting their pockets. Is there naught we can do to earn approval of these Udans? We do not wish to live by the grace of others. We want to work. We want to contribute. A Galeon is no place for my people, for any people to call home. This cannot continue. Yeah, we need to figure something out. What do you have in mind, old Ralban? The Syndicate has spoken, and I see no point moving that the matter be reconsidered. The monitors have made their position clear. Agreed. Ul'dah is not an option. Nor are Salominsa or Gridania. I judge given the state of their internal affairs. We shall leave our domain refugees confined to the ships. Gods, the thought of them huddled in an airless hold with no hope of better treatment. But that I had more time to find an alternative. A place not bound by the concerns of the great nations. Wait, Alfie now. Mephilia, that is precisely what I wish to discuss. Oh, he's thinking what I'm thinking. Of course, he put the thought in my mind. I understand the Syndicate's decisions. I do. We all wish to preserve that which is ours, especially when we believe it to be under siege. But I cannot meekly accept his judgment, not while my people suffer. Would it be out of the question for the Sultanate to accept us for a limited time? A week mayhap? Or even just a few days? Excellent. I shall keep you informed. Lady Yugiri, I have a proposal, if you would hear it. Out with it, Master Alphino. The headquarters of my order, the Science of the Seventh Down, stands in a place called Revenant's Stove, an outpost in Mordona. Like most outposts, it is frequented by mercenaries and other men of action, and lacks the comforts of more well-established settlements. However, the leaders of Revenant too have been doing their utmost to change that. To that end, they have need of able-bodied individuals willing to work as frontier hands, hard labor, lest you doubt, with naught save food and shelter by way of reward. Terms not unlike these of which you yourself proposed, Lady Yugiri. Though I will not hear a word said against our beloved Ul'dah, Revenant's tools would offer certain advantages, the absence of unhelpful bureaucracy being the most obvious. If they can accommodate us all, we shall gladly accept. Master Alphino, once again I find myself in your debt. Pray do not thank me, my lady. The life of your people go to is one of hard labor and few comforts, as I told you, and before that, there remains the matter of how they may safely be borne to Revenant's Stone, which will be no small feat, considering the distance and their present condition. Mayhap the Ul'dah's Adventurers Guilds can be of assistance. Look for me there anon, Lahee. Very well. Lady Yugiri, if you and your people would accompany me, we may discuss what aid the Immortal Flames can provide. Okay. Let's talk to Momodi. Well, if Well, if I ain't the legendary warrior of light, the savior of Eorzea, and in my bar, why just looking at you makes me weak in the knees? Or don't make that face, Lahee. I'm just having a bit of fun with you. Well. We are concerned that the Doman refugees may find the journey to Revenant Souls too much to bear. Too long have they sequestered aboard the ship, with insufficient supplies and scarce room enough to breathe, let alone stretch their limbs. With that in mind, Mr. Momody has kindly offered to accommodate the Domans until such time as they are ready to set out for Mordona. Those healthy enough to travel will embark as soon as transportation has been secured, while those too weak to leave at once will be permitted to stay until they regain their strength. Are you Uden? You're not Uden, Momori. What news? Transportation remains our greatest obstacle, General. Is there aught the Immortal Flames can do? I fear that exceeds our mandate. Were it a smaller number, mayhap it would go unnoticed. But the Syndicate will not bear the cost of escorting more than 200 Domans to Mordona. When government fails to act, the responsibility falls to us private citizens. And vice versa. I will engage the services of the 77 and caravans on the Doman's behalf. Very well. We should begin contract negotiations at once. Your generosity is most welcome, my lord. After all that has been falling these good people, it is the least I can do. Come on, May. You shall ever have a friend in Ul'dah, Lady Yugiri. And you in Revenant's too, my lord. Well, it sounds like we all have work to do, Lady Yugiri. Let's put our heads together and settle on the details of our arrangement, shall we? I would entrust the task of escorting the Doman friends to you, after you have rested on your own road-weary legs, of course. What say you? It would be my pleasure. But first, I'm gonna rest my weary legs. Yeah. And me, my weary voice. Also, there is dinner, and I want to eat it before it gets cold. So, we're going to continue next Wednesday at 8 PM GMT3 with more Final Fantasy XIV and more of the adventures of Lahee Eshkree and FINAL. And everyone left. The carbon code is still here. Alright, so yeah, next Wednesday at 8 PM GMT3 there will be more Final Fantasy XIV. Next Sunday at 7 PM there will be more Vintage Story. Let's see how much patience I will have with that game. That's gonna be a challenge. If you've been watching me on Twitch, you can check the VOD on YouTube. If you've been watching me on YouTube, check me live on Twitch. It's have been lonely here lately. But for now, thank you guys so much for watching. I am the Plane Shifter. He is Lahee Eshkree, and we are phasing out. Bye.